welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a mommy tag video where I'll be answering a few mommy related questions. I have all of the questions right in front of me on my laptop, so I'll be reading off of them every once in a while. So let's get started. The first question: are you a stay-at-home mom or a working mom? I would say I'm a little bit of both. For the most part, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I started working about 2 months ago or a month and a half ago, only Friday and Saturday nights. So I'm with my son 5 days a week, and then I'm with him 7 days a week, and 2 nights I'm at work. So on the days that I'm at work, I'll be with him the entire day. At nighttime, I do his bath, his regular night routine, and then I put him to sleep. Once he falls asleep, I start getting ready, and then I head out to work. By the time I come back, it's 7 in the morning, and that's exactly when he wakes up. So that's why I lean more to saying that I'm a stay-at-home mom. Second question: would he have it any other way? I wouldn't. I love to be with my son. My boyfriend knows that I always told him, if we have kids, I'm not putting them in a daycare until they're old enough to speak to me and tell me how his day went. I just love being at home with him. It does get lonely, which I think ties into another question, but I wouldn't change it for anything. Question number 3: do you co-sleep? My son has always been like terrible at sleeping, and he sleeps in the same room as we do, but in his own crib. What he's doing now is that every night he's waking up around 3-4 in the morning crying. So when he's doing that, we just bring him in with us. When he was a newborn, we did sleep with him, and it was like a nightmare for me because it was either we slept or we didn't sleep. And I know this is like controversial with everyone, but this is just what worked for us, and I'm not recommending it to anybody else because I actually didn't want him sleeping with us. But he was 2 months old, and he would just cry and cry and cry, and I was a bit depressed in the beginning. In the first month, I would cry every single night to the point that I would stress myself out too much, and my nose would start bleeding. I think it was just too much going on, but he wouldn't sleep, so my boyfriend would just bring him into bed so that I would be able to sleep and so that he can sleep. And I would be petrified. I would wake up randomly, like scared, looking for him, even though he was right there in the same spot where we left him. We would sleep without blankets, without pillows, and my boyfriend would be here. My son would be like right, like over his head, and we would be like lower to him. So my son would be up here, and we would be a little lower so that we wouldn't roll over and, the worst thing happen. But I think the next time, if my baby has like a hard time sleeping, I'm definitely going to see if I invest in the DockATot, because I've heard like wonderful things about that. So that was my long answer. Yes, we do co-sleep sometimes. Question number 4: one must-have gear for a baby. I would 100% recommend a rock and play or a swing. The swing was like our lifesaver. Our baby slept with us here and there, like I said, when he was like 2 months old, and then we were like, let's just get a swing. I can't deal with this anymore. We need to sleep in order for us to be good and 100% for him, and he needs to sleep as well so that he's not cranky the entire day. So we invested in a swing. I think it was a great go. Yes, it was. And it was a game changer, guys. We would put him in the swing, and as soon as he would fall asleep, transfer him into his crib. Sometimes he would wake up, we would put him back in the swing, transfer him back in the crib. Instead of us being awake, swinging him for hours. I know they say cuddle in the infant stage because as soon as they're big, they're not gonna want the cuddles. But it was so hard for me to stay up the entire night and like rock him, because that's what I was basically doing in the beginning. I would sit up, rock him, and I was pumping. So I would pump while he was sleeping, then he would wake up, I would give him his milk, and he would stay up for a little longer. By the time he fell asleep, I was again pumping. My biggest recommendation: a rock and play or a swing if your baby has trouble sleeping. Not even that, if you have to shower, if you have to cook, I would bring that thing all over with me. Or a bouncer. You can bring them with you. You just need something to lay the baby on for you to be hands-free for at least a second to get things done and then get back to them really quick. Question number 5. How many babies do you plan on having? I would like to have 3. Before I had my son, I always said, we're having 1 kid, no more. Even though I love children, I went to school for early childhood, I worked in daycares, I love children. But for myself, I only said I only want one and done. But now I want like a football team. I'm not even kidding. And my boyfriend is the one that switched over. Before he wanted more kids and now he's like, eh. But for me, I would love to have 3. Question number 6. Date nights. How many nights? As soon as my baby goes to sleep, we watch movies, and he falls asleep at 8 o'clock, 8:30. So we're able to watch movies, we're able to watch our shows. We'll sometimes get food delivered, drink wine, he'll drink his beers. We make it a date night, you know? I really think that it's all on how you guys choose to spend your nights. We do have our occasional nights when my mom will take care of him so we can watch a movie, but that's about it. We do everything with him. And then, like I said, when he goes to sleep, that's when we take advantage and drink our wine, watch our movies, watch our shows. I would consider that to be our date nights. Question number 7. What's your child's favorite show? His all-time favorite show is Sesame Street. He's obsessed with Elmo's World, Cookie Monster. He's obsessed. If I would have to say another one, I would say Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It's just those 2 shows. He doesn't really watch TV. I'll let him watch once a day, and it's in the morning when I'm like prepping things for him. And it's only a half an hour show of Sesame Street. Question number 8. Name one thing you bought before having your baby that you regret getting. Well, I actually have 2. Number 1, we bought diaper warmer. Don't get that. You don't need it. You're never gonna use it. By the time that thing is ready to be used, you have been done. You clipped all of the onesies, the baby's sleeping. You won't need it. And most of them, it needs to be connected to the wall, so you can't take it all over the house with you, which is a huge inconvenience. Question number 9. What's your child's favorite foods? I feel like my son will eat anything. If you give him rocks, he'll eat those rocks. One of his favorites is rice with ground beef. If you're Hispanic, you know about arroz con picadillo. The beef is just like seasoned, and you'll add like raisins to it, olives. It's like a sweet and savory dish. Oh yeah, that's one of his favorites. Oh, and he loves sweet plantains. Question number 10. How many cars do you have? We only have 1 car, and that's my boyfriend's. He uses it to go to work. I live in the city, so everything is like at walking distance, and we also have a light rail that's almost like a train. It goes to the mall, it goes to my university, so I don't really need a car around here. Question number 11. Weight gain before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and after. I have never been one to weigh myself, so I have no idea how much I weighed before I was pregnant, but I think I was a bit thin. Not what I should be, like, according to my doctors, because I'm 5'5", and I think the ideal weight for that is like 120, 125. But if I'm 120 or 125, I would look like a ghost, like I'm disappearing. So I've always been around 130, 135. I think that's how much I weighed before. The first time I went to the doctors, I was around 9 or 10 weeks pregnant, because we had just gone to a cruise, so I had to wait to come back, make an appointment. So by the time I made the appointment, I think I was around 10 weeks, and I believe I was 140. And mind you, we had just come back from the cruise, so we ate a whole bunch of junk. Then during my pregnancy, guys, I gained 40 pounds. I was 180. I was petrified of looking at that scale every time I had to go. It was like a nightmare. But even though I was 180, my belly was super tiny and measured really little. If you were looking at me from the back, you could even tell that I was pregnant. And I even had to get like a scan the day before I gave birth, because my belly was measuring too small according to them. But everything was normal. I had my baby, and then I lost weight super fast because I was exclusively pumping. So of course that helps you lose a lot of weight with all the calories being lost. And I feel like I wasn't eating so much because I was so worried about my baby being fed, changed, that everything was good with him, that I wasn't eating during the day. I did lose a lot of weight. Again, I don't weigh myself, so I have no idea, but I wasn't fitting into my clothes at all until recently. I'm back into like size 4, size 5. I'm back into wearing my size 4 shorts, my small. This is a size small. Like, yeah, on my tops I'm wearing a size small again, so I'm not sure how much I've lost. Question number 12, dream vacation with your kids. My boyfriend would tell you in a heartbeat what I would answer, and every time I see the commercials he looks at me, and it's Disney World. I am a crazy like Disney mom. My son wears everything Mickey Mouse, and he loves Mickey Mouse too. Give me a second. Look at this, guys. Mickey Mouse. My son has it everywhere. Oh, we have another thing here. A Mickey book. He loves Mickey Mouse too. And I tell him, that's my Mickey Mouse baby. He's my Disney baby. And my boyfriend is like, ugh, he's not so much into it. But I can't wait to take my son. I think we're going to take him when he's around 6. Because I want to have another baby. And I don't want to take them when they're like tiny. So I would rather wait until they're like 5, at least when he's like 6 years old or 5. I can't wait to take him. I'm like itching already to take him, but in order for like the kids to enjoy and have the full experience, I feel like they have to be a little bigger, and it's a lot of money. And we stayed at the All Stars resorts a couple of times, and it's like perfect for kids, so I know that when I go I'm gonna stay in one of those. And I cannot wait to do so. Oh, and another thing. You can't like stop me when it comes to Disney. You can't stop me. The fireworks. I remember watching those fireworks. I've been to Disney like 4 or 5 times in the past like 8 years. And I remember watching the fireworks show at the castle. And every time I watch that fireworks show, I'm like about to cry. Like I have tears. Like I turn around so my boyfriend doesn't look at me and laugh at me. But I have like tears like swelling up in my eyes, and I'm like going like this to hold them back. So I can't even imagine the mess that I'm going to be when I have to take my son. I cannot wait. Question number 13, dream vacation without the kids. I would love to go to Fiji, Italy. I feel like that's a bit like too mature for a baby to be taking, unless you like have family there. But if you're gonna go and do like tours, it's a bit hard with a small kid. I said Fiji, Italy. I would love to go to Greece and the Philippines. Question number 14, how has your life changed since having a baby? My life, I mean, I've always been like a bit of a homebody, but now it's like to another level, and I do not care. My friends are like, let's go here, let's go there, but of course they don't understand because I have a baby. I can't just drop everything and go whenever they want me to. I can't go to the bars at night because I'm home with my baby, and I don't want to put that responsibility on my mom to just call her whenever I feel like it because I want to go out. I feel like I made that choice to have a kid. I have to deal with everything that comes with that. That's one of the biggest things that has changed, that I just can't pick up and go whenever I feel like it. Another thing is that everything is for him. Before we would go shopping and we would buy things. I would buy so much at Sephora. My boyfriend, he loves to go out and eat at restaurants. That has changed a lot. Now every time that we go out, it's like, let's go to the Disney store, let's go here, let's go there, and it's all for him, to buy him clothes, toys. I know that material things are not like the most important thing, but in that aspect our life has changed because it's not about us anymore, it's about him. Question number 15, finish the sentence. It makes my heart melt to see my boyfriend with my son. When I tell you that my son is obsessed with him, he is obsessed. I always tell my boyfriend, he loves you more than he loves me, and I feel like that's 100% true. Or it could just be that he's with me the entire day and he's just sick of looking at my face, and when my boyfriend comes, it's like all the fun, let's play, let's go out. But even though sometimes I feel like it's not fair, why does he love you more than me, I still love that, and I would never take that away from them. Sometimes, like especially when my son was a newborn, I would just sit there and I would be like almost crying just watching them hugging and cuddling. It's like the best thing in the world. When my boyfriend comes home from work, it's like mom's out the window. Mom does not exist. It's all about him. Even when we went to the beach with our friends, he was on top of him like a little monkey. He wouldn't let go of him the entire time. Not even to play in the sand. It was insane. And I felt bad for my boyfriend because he was hot. He was all sticky and my son just wanted to be on top of him cuddling. But he did it for him. And my boyfriend will do anything for him. It's like seeing the most beautiful relationship. Question number 16. Where do you shop for your kids? Well, I shop for him. The biggest place is Target, H&M, the Disney store. I used to shop at Babies R Us, but they just closed, of course. Baby Gap. Question number 17. Favorite mommy makeup and skincare. Since my son has been born, my go-to makeup is the Tarte Amazonian Clay, the BB tinted moisturizer. I am obsessed with that. It's super easy. You just put it on and go. But I also love the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm a Tarte and Benefit girl. I love the Hoola bronzer. For concealer, like I said, the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. Hooked on that. I also like the Becca Luminous concealer. It just like helps you brighten up, especially on those nights when you don't sleep and then the next day you look like, oh my gosh, like I haven't slept in a week. Those have been like my mommy go-tos. I never go out without mascara. Even if I don't put on like a full face of makeup, I always use the L'Oreal Telescopic Concealer in Carbon Black. And for skincare like products, I have always used like regular drugstore, Neutrogena, L'Oreal, any like face wash that's like minty and makes me feel like really clean. That's what I'll use. Number 18. What diaper brand do you use? We use Pampers. I've tried Huggies and that just didn't work for us. So ever since he was like a newborn, basically, we've been using Pampers. Number 19. Have you always wanted kids? Yeah, I've always wanted kids. Even if it was just one, I've always dreamt of having my own child. Number 20. What is the best part about being a mom? I think just seeing his milestone, like seeing him walk, the first time he said a word, every time that something like that happens, your heart just melts and it makes you feel proud, like wow, I'm actually helping this little human being to build personality on their own, and that's a huge accomplishment. I love to see him explore the world, even though he's super attached. When we go outside, he's like attached to my hip. But when he just lets go and is free, I love to see him like running around free and playing around with other kids. I love his snuggles in the morning. In the morning, he always wakes me up giving me kisses. And that unconditional love. Like, you love your child no matter what. They always tell you, you will never know what love is until you have your own child. And that's 100%. Everything you do is for that child. Everything you think about, everything you see, it's thinking about them. Everything you do, your actions will be all because of them, with them in mind. And it has 100% changed me, and I just love being a mom. So I hope you guys enjoyed my mommy tag video, and I would like to see some of you using this tag in one of your videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.